Well, and that's a question I want to send over to Ron, which is, I think intuitively owners realize that time-consuming clients, they take away from the time you can spend on these great clients who potentially have more value to them, or take the time you need for diagnosing the proper way. For a firm owner, that feels like it's, well, one, it's very logical, but at the same time, do you find a lot of resistance to them saying, yeah, but it's money. We need the money. We're a business. Don't we need the money? Like, clients are clients. And what have you seen work well? Is it having a long-term perspective? It's something else, to saying, no, it's okay to say no to certain clients. Because I imagine for those that are going through that, those first couple they say no to is a big emotional hurdle. And I'm just wondering what are some thoughts on how they can get past that so they can think more long term about their firm?
It's really hard. I mean, when we suggest to firms that they deselect, a nice word for firing, they deselect customers that are low value. We can't even get them to pick up a pencil or a pen and write down one name, right? Because they say, well, geez, customers fire us, we don't fire them. It's kind of like there's some type of 11th commandment that thou shalt work with turds. I've never understood it, but I know it's scary because it is, like you said, it's revenue loss, and we have this idea because of the billable hour model that any revenue, any dollar is a good dollar. The old joke, I've never met a billable hour I don't like. And of course, once you pass break even on your fixed costs, the marginal dollars tend to flow to the bottom line. But the problem with that philosophy is if all dollars are good dollars, that means all customers are good customers. And we know they're not. They take up a disproportionate amount of our capacity, not only physical capacity, but also mental capacity. A toxic customer can be a really bad influence on your head and on your mind. And we're knowledge workers. We're not machines that you just flip on and off, right? We come with emotions and all sorts of human elements. And there's nothing worse than a toxic customer. And so if you want to do it gradually, here's something we call the forced churn. For every new customer you bring on, or maybe every 2 new customers you bring on, get rid of an old one. And better yet, make it a Christmas bonus. Let your team members pick the ones you want to get rid of. Trust me, they know who the turds are. They know who the toxic people are. Usually, a lot of times, the customer will be very nice to the owner or the partner, but they'll be a tyrant to the team. And the team members know that. And so one firm I know gave a Christmas bonus one year, said you each get to fire 1 customer. And not only did it increase morale, but they filled that hole really fast, because what it does is it opens up capacity for you to take on better customers. So there's ways to do it gradually, and you'll upgrade your entire customer base, and you'll be much better for it. Because, and I think Steve will corroborate me on this, this is very counterintuitive as well, but every firm that I've worked with, here's the axiom: less customers equals more profit. I've never not seen that work. Customers are the right type.
Yeah,
And I
I'll go ahead and
100%
I'll let Steve. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
So I have a firm here in Sydney, Australia, that comes straight to mind. He was probably because he was under 30, I think, but he had the guts to sack 1/3 of his clients very early on in working together. And he's gone a lot further than that in the 12 months that we've been working together. And he's added a whole lot of really, really good, high-quality clients. But his profit is just through the roof. And he's actually on holidays at the minute because he's taken his wife away on a wedding anniversary short break. And he sent me an email just before going that this was something he wouldn't have been able to do 12 months ago. And it's substantially down to the fact of just massively improving the client base, massively improving who he wants to work with and how he wants to work with them.